If you're running analog gear in your studio, you'll inevitably want to keep track of every setting possible. The fact is, if you forget a setting or if you somehow lose the log of that setting, when you go back to your mix, if anything's changed, you're going to ruin the mix and have to start over. To solve that problem, I built this app called Analog. Right off the bat with Analog, we need to establish what's in your studio. To do that, we can easily add any gear that you may have purchased. You can put in its make, model, and name, an image from the internet, and what type of gear it is. Here you'll also establish how many ordinals it'll have, basically how many knobs it's going to have and the different values. Now that we've got the basic information, it'll prompt you to name every knob that you'd want to have available for storage. Once you save that, it's now stored in your studio and available for use. Here you can also edit make and models if you need to, change any sort of type information, or delete. Also, if you happen to have the knob names incorrect, you can fix that here as well. Once you've established what's in your studio, it's time to start using it. Right off the bat, you have a list of the songs you're working on. You can add a new song by simply clicking a new mix. If you need to edit the song title or band name, that can be done here as well. Then once you want to dive into the song to actually do some work, you simply click the name of the song. Here you see all the channels available. Again, you can add as many as you want, edit them as you need for name and such, or just dive into the specific channel which you need the settings for. Here you can see the gear that is on that channel, as well as the settings that you had for those pieces of gear. If you need to edit it, just click the number that you want to change. In this example, we'll pretend that the channel limited input is too low. We need some more volume on this acoustic guitar, so to get it a bit higher, I'll simply raise the knob input. So now we have an input of 55. Maybe this compressor that we have here, the LA2A, needs to be a little bit more compression-y. So to do that, I'm going to add some peak, and now the guitar is going to be a little bit more aggressive in its compression. If you remember, we added the Universal Audio LA610. Maybe we decide that we want the tonalities of that new piece of gear applied to this instrument. To do that, we'll simply click Add Gear and select the gear that we want. Now that we've added that, we'll set the settings which were sounding good at that given moment. Maybe the level was 45, peak reduction was subtle 23, the peak reduction gain was at 11, and we were using compression. Now you can see those settings are stored. Again, maybe you change it, you can easily access it, bring the level down. Maybe you decide you don't like the sound in general, you can easily remove that piece of gear. So that is Analog. It allows you to easily keep track of all these crazy knobs that you might have in your studio, and guarantee that if you go back to a mix a year or two later, you will have the settings that you need.